Centrus.com/program.
Money from anywhere. This is a free money month. 0% financing on Centrus. 0% financing on Kicks. 0% financing on Rogues. Are you kidding me? Make it down to Direct Nissan. There is something happening here at directnissan.ca. Direct!
Working for you for more than 3 decades.
Ensuring you always know more.
680 News Radio, Toronto.
The Blue Jays back in action after taking a few days off for the All-Star break.
The Blue Jays made their return from the All-Star break in pole position to win the AL East for only the second time since 1993. Beating the San Francisco Giants 4-0 and patting their lead atop the AL East. The Blue Jays were able to grab that lead by putting up a sparkling 39-21 record between May 8th and July 13th. After last night, they sit 3 games up on the Yankees and 4 games up on the Red Sox. The Blue Jays will have to keep up their strong play if they want to be sitting atop the division at the end of the season, and manager John Schneider says he is confident that this group can maintain this level of play.
The message is pretty simple. I think that we've put ourselves in position to where every game obviously is going to be intense. That's where you want to be. I was saying it the last couple of weeks of the last month, there's been a lot of things that we've been doing that I think are sustainable to keep winning.
The next big date to look for on the calendar, July 31st, the MLB trade deadline. I'm Ben Howes.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? This summer in High Park, catch the Shakespearean classic you know and love, Romeo and Juliet. Celebrating 42 years of Dream in High Park, Canadian Stage invites you to grab a picnic and settle in for a magical outdoor theater experience with your star-crossed lover. Dream in High Park, Toronto's favorite summer tradition, runs until August 31st. Get your tickets today at CanadianStage.com.
The 23rd Annual TD Festival of South Asia at Gerard India Bazaar is back, and entry is free. Don't miss Toronto's biggest South Asian street festival, featuring live entertainment, cricket, sidewalk sales, art, and loads of activities for kids. Enjoy authentic South Asian cuisine, butter chicken, palak paneer, dosas, plus lots of other favorites. Experience Little India today and tomorrow from noon till 11. Visit GerardIndiaBazaar.com.
680 News Radio, Traffic Alert.
From the 680 News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Stefan Olaf. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain shut down at Dixon for an ongoing crash cleanup. The 680 News Traffic Watch continues. And now, a look at weekend business.
I'm Chris McCusker. Workers are constantly dealing with friction in their jobs, according to a report from Dayforce, an HR and services company, and this leads to a drop in productivity. Steve Holdridge is president and COO at Dayforce.
There were really 4 types of friction that we identified. Staffing friction, when there isn't the right people to do the work based on staffing shortages, based on skills. Agility friction, the ability of the person who actually knows how to do something but isn't there to do it. Change friction, organizational changes with things going on impacted people's focus. And then last, but maybe one of the most important, is technology friction, disparate systems, multiple sources of data, not having the ability to actually even understand the data you need to do your job because of what your technology is or isn't.
So how do you reduce the friction?
Aligning worker skills with defined roles through training and clear paths, right? Where you have misalignment of worker skills with what they're doing, you create friction on productivity. Number 2, communication with clarity and purpose, especially during organizational change. And then number 3, untangling mismatched technology so that your workers have the ability to understand the information they need and to not be hunting across it. And it is solvable, but you have to attack each one of these things individually and with purpose.
Steve Holdridge is president and COO at Dayforce. And with your weekend business report, I'm Chris McCusker.
With Remitly, you can send money to family, friends, or yourself worldwide. And it's guaranteed to get there when promised.
Like where?
Oh, England, India, Italy, France, U.S., Kenya.
Huh. Where can't I send money with Remitly?
The moon?
Oh.
You have family on the moon?
Not yet.
Fast, secure, guaranteed, and loved by millions. Remitly. Transfers arrive on time or refund issued for applicable transfer fee.
Hey there. How would you like to win a $56,000 down payment for an investment property? Hi, I'm Todd C. Slater, the Simple Investor. Log in on Wednesday, July 30th for my newest simple webinar, where I will be giving away a down payment for a fully managed investment property to one lucky winner. I'm also going to break down what is truly happening in the real estate market. To register for this incredible webinar, go to thesimpleinvestor.com today. The Simple Investor. We make the world of real estate investment simple.
680 News Time, 7 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 680 News Radio, Toronto.
Good morning. This is Saturday, July 19th. I'm Alain Kevion.
And I'm John Leatherby. Here's what's making news this hour.
All eastbound lanes are closed on the 401 at Dixon. A man has died in hospital and a woman has minor injuries following a crash between a transport truck and another vehicle.
4 people in critical condition, at least 20 are injured. A vehicle drove into a crowd in East Hollywood. An investigation is ongoing.
A Toronto police officer has minor injuries after a hit and run last night in the downtown core. The search for a white vehicle with front-end damage continues.
Leave the car at home if you can. The Honda Indy taking over city streets this weekend, prompting road closures along the lakeshore.
The Blue Jays take on the Giants at Rogers Centre, and the Raptors can advance to the Summer League Finals with a win today. Sports at 15.
680 News Time, 7:01.
Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Olap.
Thanks, Atlanta. This report is brought to you by Gateway Casinos. If you're traveling on the eastbound 401, pack some patience if you're on your approach to Dixon. We have a full closure here thanks to an ongoing crash cleanup. Heavy backup to south of Pearson as traffic is being diverted onto Eglinton. Eastbound Eglinton also jammed solid heading over to Martin Grove. Northbound 427 ramp to the eastbound 401 shut down for this investigation as well. And then after that, we have plenty of road work to let you know about. East of Avenue to the DVP, all collector lanes shut down and all ramps from Avenue to the DVP closed as well. So no access from Avenue, Yonge, Bayview, and Leslie. You'll have to access the eastbound 401 after that. On the westbound 401 from just after Yonge to the Allen, all express lanes closed for road work. You'll find delays from Yonge in the express, and it's pretty slow approaching Avenue in the collectors. At the DVP and Lakeshore, no access to and from the Lakeshore from the southbound DVP and to the northbound DVP. That is closed for long-term road work. Southbound 404 ramp to the eastbound 401 shut down as well. On the northbound 404 at Bloomington, we have long-term work in the right lane. The eastbound Bloomington ramp also closed, and then a little further north, couple of left lanes tied up with some road work as well. And on city streets, it's the Indy this weekend at Lakeshore closed in between Strawn and BC. Head indoors for fun this weekend at Gateway Casinos Innisfil, Casino Rama Resort, and Playtime Casino Wasaga Beach. Must be 19 plus. Play smart. Details at gatewaycasinos.com. Now at the forecast, Rob Haswell.
All right, thanks, Stefan. We have high pressure in place, going to keep us nice and sunny for most of the day today. But by the evening and overnight, an area of low pressure rolls in to bring some clouds, a chance of showers and risk of thunderstorms for the evening and overnight tonight. Good news is that should clear out by Sunday afternoon. We have had quite a bit of sunshine already this morning. We've got Pearson reporting mostly sunny skies, and we'll have a very high UV today with a guaranteed high of 28.
680 News Time, 7:04.
Breaking news from Etobicoke. A man is dead after a crash this morning on the eastbound 401. It involved a tractor trailer and another vehicle. The highway is fully shut down at Eglinton, and it's expected to stay closed for quite some time.
A woman's also in hospital with minor injuries. Stay with 680 News Radio for the latest on this developing story.
And breaking news from Los Angeles, where more than 20 people are injured, including at least 4 in critical condition after a vehicle reportedly drove into a crowd early this morning. The LA Fire Department says another 8 to 10 people have serious injuries. It's not yet clear what led up to the incident. Stay with 680 News Radio for the latest on this developing story.
This morning's events come just one day after another tragedy in LA, where 3 sheriff's deputies were killed in an explosion at a law enforcement training center. ABC's Trevor Alt has more.
All 3 deputies described as elite members of the arson explosive detail with decades of service. The sheriff addressed the media.
I have met with 2 of the 3 families thus far, and as you can imagine, those were extremely challenging conversations.
Investigators trying to retrace the bomb squad members' steps to understand the devices they picked up on Thursday and how those devices exploded.
680 News Time, 7:05. Back here in the city near Bathurst and College, a Toronto police officer was sent to hospital after a hit-and-run crash. It happened while officers were investigating a car their systems flagged as possibly being stolen. Police say a white car hit a police cruiser and drove off. It has front-end damage. The officer expected to survive, and roads in the area have since reopened.
680 News Time is 7:05. The Honda Indy happening by the Lakeshore this weekend. Qualifying is today, with the big race taking place tomorrow. Devlin DeFrancesco is the only Canadian participating. He's from Toronto, telling our music station Kiss 92.5 there's a lot of people he's looking forward to seeing when he crosses the finish line.
My family and friends and cousins and all my close family that are there that I don't get to see too often, that came out to support me. So making sure I see them is hugely rewarding after the race.
The cars roaring by, fans cheering might want to make you go for a drive yourself, but as 680's Jamie Pulver tells us, you'll have a tough time doing that anywhere near the race.
Normal cars won't be driving on the Lakeshore this weekend, closed from BC Road to Strawn until 1 a.m. Monday. The push is on to take transit, with GO trains stopping at Exhibition Station. Extra TTC service as well on the 29 Dufferin 509 Harbourfront.
The race starts just before 12:30 tomorrow afternoon.
680 News Radio Traffic Alert.
From the 680 News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Stefan Olop. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain closed between Eglinton and Dixon for an ongoing crash cleanup. The 680 News Traffic Watch continues.
680 News Time, 7:07. A man in his 20s is in hospital after he was stabbed early this morning. It happened just before 1:30 near Keele and Eglinton. Toronto police say he is expected to survive. An investigation continues.
Investigators taking a closer look today at a small plane which crashed on Lake Scugog yesterday. A 16-year-old boy who was standing on a dock by the lake was killed. 2 on the plane have minor injuries. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada looking into the incident.
And it's a busy weekend on city streets between the Honda Indy and a big transit closure. There's no subway service today or tomorrow from Lawrence West to St. Andrews stations. The TTC says it's for track work. Shuttle buses are running instead, so leave some extra time if you're driving. Service will be back to normal when it opens on Monday morning.
Well, the Blue Jays returning from the All-Star break and returning to their winning ways against the San Francisco Giants. Here's our Luke Shields.
The Blue Jays got the ball rolling on the unofficial second half of the season. They kicked off a 3-game home series with the San Francisco Giants on Friday. The Jays jumped all over Giants 42-year-old starter Justin Verlander in the home half of the second, scoring 4 runs in the frame, and it was the bottom of the order who got it all going.
Hit on the ground, down the right field line, base hit. Coming around third base, Barger. He'll score easily. Up to third goes Kirk. Loperfido at second with an RBI double. It's 1-0 Blue Jays. Bottom of the second.
Ben Schulman on the call on Sportsnet 590 The Fan for Joey Loperfido's RBI double to open the scoring for the Jays. Before a Will Wagner 2-run double and a Nathan Lucas RBI single to make it a 4-0 lead. That's all the scoring the Jays would need. They take the opener over the Giants 4-0, stretching their lead in the AL East to 2.5 games over the Yankees. I'm Luke Shields.
And coming up in 30 seconds, a check of your gas prices.
680 News Time is 7:09.
680 News Radio Toronto.
This portion of 680 News Radio is brought to you by Aaron Waxman and Associates.
You're too depressed to work. Your family knows it, your doctor knows it, but the insurance company denies your disability claim.
My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your disability claim is denied for any reason, or if your employer fires you, call me at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, my lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
Now, the News Radio Toronto gas price update. Enpro says the price went up 1 cent at midnight to $1.35.9 a litre at most GTA stations. In 60 seconds, traffic and weather together. It's 7:10.
Buy your Infinity and plan your summer road trip. Hurry into Alta Infinity while tariff-free supplies last. Lease the 2025 QX50 for 0% with 0 down for 60 months. The 7-passenger QX60 at 0% for 36 months. Or the ultimate road trip SUV, the 2025 QX80 with cash rebates of $7,500. It's the right time to get into an Alta Infinity. Highway 7 West, east of 427 Woodbridge, or altainfinity.com.
Toronto's trusted news.
680 News Radio.
Great Scott! Back to the Future is now on stage, and audiences are going wild, declares the New York Times. It's a jaw-dropping spectacle that hits all the right buttons, raves USA Today. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious entertainment. Back to the Future, the musical, at the CAA at Mirvish Theater, July 23rd through August 31st. Get your tickets yesterday at mirvish.com.
680 News Time, 7:11. Time for Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Olaf.
Thank you very much. This report is brought to you by Dynamic Funds. We continue to track this major problem on the eastbound 401. All lanes shut down from Eglinton to Dixon for an ongoing crash investigation. Heavy delays starting south of Pearson. Traffic being diverted onto Eglinton, surrounding routes in the area. As you can imagine, pretty slow as well. So make sure you pack a lot of patience if you're coming through this stretch. No access to the eastbound 401 from the northbound 427 as well. And then after that, we have some construction to tell you about. We had all collector lanes closed from east of Avenue over to the DVP, but it now looks like that they're starting to reopen some of this section. The transfer from the express to collectors at Bayview has been reopened, so you can access the collectors here. Pretty heavy, though, in the express now as you make your way through Bayview, and then jumping over to the westbound 401, west of Yonge to the Allen. All express lanes still closed here for construction. Very slow from Yonge in the express and approaching Avenue in the collectors. Good news if you're on the northbound 404, north of Bloomington. We had a couple of left lanes out for construction, and that has wrapped up. Still have the right lane at Bloomington, as well as the eastbound Bloomington ramp to the northbound 404 closed for long-term work. Southbound 404 to the eastbound 401. Looks like that is still shut down for road work, but I expect it to be reopening soon. Keep in mind, no access to the Lakeshore from the southbound DVP, and the northbound DVP ramp from the Lakeshore also closed for long-term work. And of course, the Lakeshore is shut down between BC and Strawn for the Indy all weekend. Markets always present challenges. Good advice and active management turn challenges into opportunities. Visit dynamic.ca/advice to learn more. Now with your forecast, Rob Haswell.
All right, thank you, Stephen. It is going to be a beautiful start to our day today. We don't finish quite as strong as the area of high pressure giving us sunshine now retreats to the east, getting replaced by an area of low pressure with clouds, chance of showers and thunderstorms by this evening. But in the meantime, enjoy the sunshine, protect your skin. UV will be in the very high range at around 9, light southeast and turning south breeze at around 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, and a guaranteed high of 28 degrees.
Coming up in 60 seconds, a check of your top headlines and sports. 680 News Time, 7:14.
Hey, it's Dean Sokolos. Until the end of the month, celebrate the Nissan Now event on now at Village Nissan with exclusive limited time offers. Get 0% financing on the Nissan Rogue SL and Rogue Platinum for up to 60 months. Plus, you can lease a Nissan Kicks front-wheel drive for only $65 weekly for 48 months at $34.95 down. Conditions apply. Village Nissan in Markham, just north of the 407 in Kennedy, driving you to a better deal.
Hi, I'm Kevin Osman, founder of Rack.ca, a Canadian-owned storage solution company. We are Canada's #1 trusted source for all things warehouse storage solutions. Rack.ca stocks a large selection of new and used pallet racking, industrial shelving, storage rack, cantilever racking, and more. When you need rack right away, contact Rack.ca. Go Canada, go!
Toronto's trusted news. 680 News Radio.
15 degrees and sunny right now in downtown Toronto. Good morning. I'm Alain Kevion. Here are the top stories right now. All eastbound lanes on the eastbound 401 at Dixon remain closed for a crash investigation. OPP say a man in his 60s has died in hospital and a woman has minor injuries. The crash was between a tractor trailer and another vehicle. In Los Angeles, 4 people are in critical condition and at least 20 other people are injured after a vehicle drove into a crowd in the East Hollywood area. The LAPD continues to investigate. Back here at home, a Toronto police officer has minor injuries after a hit and run last night near Bathurst and College. Police continue to search for a white vehicle with front-end damage. And there's road closures for the Honda Indy this weekend near Exhibition. And to add to the commute challenge, there's no service on the TTC's subway Line 1 between St. Andrew and Lawrence West stations. That's due to track work. 680 News Time, 7:15. Time now for sports. From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Ben Howes.
Thanks, Alan. Well, the Blue Jays were taking on the San Francisco Giants at Rogers Center after taking a few days off for the All-Star break, and they returned with a win, dropping the Giants 4-0. Chris Bassett had the start for the Jays. He pitched 6 1/3, giving up 10 hits. Joey Luperfido, Will Wagner, and Nathan Lucas came up with timely hits in the second to build the 4-0 lead, and Bassett and the bullpen managed to blank the Giants from there. The Jays and Giants will play their second game today. Eric Lauer will take the ball for the Blue Jays. That game gets going at 3. You can catch that on Sportsnet and Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Elsewhere in baseball, the Yankees and Red Sox are chasing the Jays for first in the AL East. They both play today. The Red Sox are in Chicago to take on the Cubs, and the Yankees are taking on the Braves in Atlanta. And some hoops. The Toronto Raptors can advance to the Summer League Finals with a win over the Sacramento Kings today. The Raptors have gone 4-0 so far in Summer League play. That game gets going at 4. The Honda Indy race is in town this weekend. The main race is tomorrow. They will be warming up in the morning before qualifying races get going at 2:30 today. On the pitch, Toronto FC is on the road taking on Nashville. That game gets going at 8:30. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
680 News Radio Traffic Alert.
From the 680 News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Stefan Olop. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain shut down between Eglinton and Dixon for an ongoing crash investigation. The 680 News Traffic Watch continues.
Michael, what is the total carat weight of this?
The mounting alone has 2.1 carats of diamonds, and with a whopping 3-carat center stone, this engagement ring will be more than 5 carats total weight.
It's breathtaking.
These are created diamonds, born in the heart of a star, the kind of star we wish upon.
Starlight, star bright. First star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might.
How much? Less than $10,000.
Less than?
Yes.
Spence.
Wow!
Vaughan, Scarborough, and Mississauga.
Picture it. A crystal clear ocean. Waves breaking on the sand. And behind you, a pebbled path leads to an idyllic beach house. Is it your imagination? Or is it your possible? Find your possible. Play Lotto 649 for a chance to win the classic jackpot or the gold ball jackpot of $24 million. Buy your ticket today.
680 News Time, 7:18. U.S. President Donald Trump is going after the Wall Street Journal after a report in the paper alleging he wrote a letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday back in 2003.
Trump suing the paper and its owner Rupert Murdoch for defamation and seeking $10 billion in damages, claiming he didn't write the letter and it's non-existent. In response to the lawsuit, a Dow Jones spokesperson said, "We have full confidence in the rigor and accuracy of our reporting and will vigorously defend against any lawsuit." The president once had a friendly relationship with Epstein, socializing in New York and Palm Beach. When Epstein was arrested in 2019, Trump said they had a fallout and had not spoken in 15 years. Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
This is All News Radio, 680 News Radio Toronto. Canada's artificial intelligence minister is keeping a close eye on some ongoing court cases as he decides how he'll approach AI and copyright.
OpenAI is fighting the jurisdiction of an Ontario court to hear a lawsuit by news publishers. Those news publishers are suing OpenAI for using news content to train its ChatGPT generative artificial intelligence system. Evan Solomon's office says he plans to address copyright within Canada's broader AI regulatory approach, but there are no current plans to introduce a standalone bill, and the minister's office says it is closely monitoring ongoing court cases and market developments. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
In 60 seconds, traffic and your extended forecast. 680 News Time, 7:20.
At Rona, we've been part of the Canadian trades community for over 85 years. The ones who build this country and keep it running. Now, we're saying thank you by giving back. That's why we're donating 85% of our media space to the people who built this country. The skilled trades, like Better Homes Development and Builder, a local home builder who takes pride in doing the job right every time. Learn more at ronacanadiantrades.ca. Build it right. Build it Rona.
Ugh, tiny taco, itty-bitty burger.
Lunch is lousy out there.
Sure is. Little, limp, laughable.
Well, what about 5 classic Subway footlongs under $10 each?
Well, that would fix it.
Right now, get your footlong fix at Subway with turkey, ham, veggie delights, tuna.
Or cold cut combo.
You are cold cut correct, compadre. All 5 footlong, topped with fresh veggies, under $10 each. At participating Canadian stores, extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires September 1st. Subway makes it fresh like that.
680 News Time, 7:21.
Rogers, Xfinity Internet, traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Olaf.
Thanks, Atlanta. This report is brought to you by CapitalDirect.ca. Of course, the talk of the morning continues to be this ongoing closure of the eastbound 401. All lanes shut down from Eglinton to Dixon. As a result, it looks like they are letting traffic on the northbound 427 ramp to the eastbound 401, which is also closed, but it looks like they are letting them go back on the eastbound 401 using the right shoulder, so traveling in the wrong direction, but they're just clearing that backlog on the northbound 427, taking them over to Eglinton, where all regular traffic is also being diverted. So a bit of good news here, that backlog on the northbound 427 being cleared away, but still seeing a heavy jam on the eastbound 401 from south of Pearson. Again, you will be forced off onto Eglinton, and you can expect delays on eastbound Eglinton heading over to Martin Grove as well. After that, though, some good news. All construction in the collectors from Avenue over to the DVP has wrapped up. The ramps have also reopened. Traffic moving well in the collectors. Still a bit slow, though, from Yonge over to Leslie in the Express. Westbound 401, west of Yonge to the Allen, all express lanes closed for ongoing road work. You'll find it pretty slow from Yonge in the Express and collectors as a result. Westbound 407, west of Airport Road, we have the left lane blocked. Looks like they're doing a bit of bridge washing here, so don't expect that to be for too long. On the northbound 404 at Bloomington, right lane shut down for long-term road work. The eastbound Bloomington ramp also closed to the northbound 404. The ramps at the DVP and Lakeshore from the southbound DVP and to the northbound DVP closed for long-term work as well. And of course, it's Indy weekend. The Lakeshore is also shut down between BC and Strawn. Take a little, pay a little. A Flexi line by Capital Direct allows you to take only what you want when you want it. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL to get your Flexi line. Now at the forecast, Rob Haswell.
All right, thank you very much, Evan. It's going to be a beautiful start to our weekend with high pressure giving us quite a bit of sunshine through the day today. By this evening and overnight tonight, clouds return with a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms, low near 18. More clouds for Sunday morning, but by Sunday afternoon, back to some sunshine, high near 26. Sunny again on Monday, and again 26 degrees, 28 Tuesday with partly sunny skies, and a full 30 degrees waiting for us on Wednesday. As of the top of the hour, 16 and sunny at Pearson International, headed for a guaranteed high of 28.
680 News Time, 724.
Coming up at 7:30, the latest on a fatal crash investigation on the eastbound 401. Like you just heard from Stefan in the traffic center, all eastbound 401 lanes are closed at Dixon for the investigation. And more from Los Angeles, where a vehicle drove through a crowd of people, leaving many injured, including 4 who are in critical condition. This is 680 News Radio Toronto.
Over 613,000 Canadian small businesses use TikTok to grow and succeed. Like Chez Mag Fine Canteen on Ile d'Orléans in Quebec, who went from feeding crowds to feeding the local economy. Or Smudge the Blades in Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, who uses TikTok to grow their business while supporting Indigenous youth. Visit TikTokCanada.ca to learn more about how TikTok is helping small businesses in Canada make a big impact.
Working for you for more than 3 decades.
Always listen 3, 4, 5 times a day for breaking news, traffic, and weather.
680 News Radio Toronto.
TTC fare inspectors will look a little different starting tomorrow. City's Alan Carter reports.
The transit agency says they will now be called Provincial Offences Officers. The role remains the same, checking proof of payment and issuing tickets when needed, but their uniforms will change, wearing gray shirts and vests. The move is part of the TTC's push to crack down on fare evasion, something the city's Auditor General recommended in a report 6 years ago. The latest numbers show the city is losing about $140 million a year in unpaid fares.
Tickets for fare evasion can range from $245 to $425. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia struck his country with more than 30 cruise missiles and 300 drones overnight. The attack appeared to heavily target the city of Odessa. That city's mayor says 1 person died and 5 more were rescued from a fire in a high-rise building. And the man convicted in the 2005 Boxing Day murder of a 15-year-old girl here in Toronto was given full parole just months before a fatal shooting in Montreal. Here's Jason White from the Canadian Press.
A 2021 psychological assessment indicated Jeremiah Valentine had the highest level of risk to reoffend. But the Parole Board of Canada noted observable and measurable change during his time in prison, and that he'd been, for the most part, meeting expectations while on day parole. Valentine had been sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 12 years in the killing of Toronto 15-year-old Jane Kriba. Valentine is now charged in Tuesday's murder of a man in downtown Montreal. Jason White, the Canadian Press.
In 60 seconds, your weekend business report.
As a sleep expert at Sleep Country, I've heard some pretty creative solutions when it comes to sleeping hot. But when 11 oscillating fans and ice packs under your pillows just aren't working, know that we're here to help. With temperature-regulating sheets, mattresses, and pillows, we can find a cooling solution that's perfect for you.
For a limited time, get 25% off almost everything at the Sleep Cool event. Pretty sweet deal, eh? Only at Sleep Country. Proudly Canadian, every night of the year for more than 30 years.
Some vacation destinations have that, ooh, pick me energy. Like, ooh, look at these beaches, or ooh, we're so cultured. But in Cancun, the vibes speak for themselves, especially when you can get exclusive Sunwing deals on summer vacations when booking by July 20th. An underwater museum, Mayan ruins, yes, beaches, all-inclusives, nightlife that's giving way past my bedtime. The value is tangible. Call your local travel advisor or at
680 News Radio Traffic Alert.
From the 680 News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Stefan Olop. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain shut down between Eglinton and Dixon for an ongoing crash investigation. The 680 News Traffic Watch continues.
And now your weekend business report.
You love to wear sneakers but need something a little snazzier for work? Have I got the shoe for you? The Snowfer.
For the unacquainted, the Snofer is a hybrid of the sneaker and loafer, typically with the sneaker's comfortable sole and a loafer's more office-friendly upper. Think of it as footwear's answer to the mullet. Business on top, party on the bottom. Although it's too early to know how long the fad is going to stick around, it's big and getting bigger now as the likes of Nike join early footwear risk takers such as Puma and Hoka, rolling out its own take on the trend. New Balance's online searches for its Rich Oak 1906L Snofers have jumped 3,700% since its launch last year, and the Gap tells Bloomberg it's now factoring in the rising popularity of Snofers in the design of its clothes. Like skirts and jeggings before, let's welcome Snofers to the world of fashion fusion. Footwear mullet. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People often ask me how fast I am. Oh, 1 sec. I just went to Bali and back. I'm also fast when it comes to helping people. Like when I helped Bill. His company vehicles were being serviced, and I was able to help him with a business loan. He got the transport trucks they needed, and I got to honk the horn. All of them.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
I don't understand it.
What?
My main competitor's been in business for all of 6 months, and he's already outranking us on Google.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, his office even shows up on Google Maps. I can't find us anywhere, and I'm really looking.
You know, you need internet marketing.
Oh?
Just call TechWise.
TechWise?
Yeah, they've been handling ours since 2001. TechWise will get you above your competition on Google and Facebook searches all over the web. And that helps people find you instead of your competition.
Taking your business to the top, TechWise.
Felix Slew is at the editor's desk this hour, 680 News Time, 7:30.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 680 News Radio, Toronto.
Good morning. It is Saturday, July 19th. I'm John Leatherby.
And I'm Alain Kevion. Here's what's making news this hour.
Breaking news, one person is dead after being hit by a vehicle in Etobicoke. All lanes eastbound of the 401 at Dixie are closed.
A number of people in critical condition after a car plowed through a group of pedestrians in Los Angeles.
A Toronto police officer suffering minor injuries in a hit and run involving a suspected stolen vehicle.
The first-place Blue Jays welcome the Giants to Rogers Center, and the Raptors take on the Sacramento Kings in Summer League play. Sports at 45.
680 News Time, 7:31.
Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Stefan Olaf.
Thanks, John. As you just mentioned, we continue to track this issue on the eastbound 401. This report brought to you by 407 ETR. So if you're on the eastbound 401, no access in between Eglinton and Dixon. You'll be forced off around Dixie. They've closed that transfer now at Dixie. The northbound 427 ramp to the eastbound 401 shut down as well. And as you can guess, it's a very heavy backup from south of Pearson to this closure. If you're traveling further east on the 401, all construction has finally wrapped up. I can confirm all lanes have been reopened in the collectors from Avenue over to the DVP. Westbound 401, west of Yonge to the Allen, we still have construction blocking all express lanes, and it is getting pretty heavy through this stretch. You'll find heavy delays in the collectors and express now from approaching Yonge over to Avenue. Delays continue in the collectors through Avenue as well. On the northbound 404 at Bloomington, we have the right lane blocked with construction. The eastbound Bloomington ramp also shut down to the northbound 404. Southbound 404 ramp to the 401 eastbound has reopened following construction. The ramps from southbound DVP to the Lakeshore and to the northbound DVP from the Lakeshore remain closed for long-term work. On the westbound 407 west of Airport Road, we have the left lane blocked for some bridge washing, not causing a slowdown, but keep an eye out if you're coming through. And of course, downtown, the Lakeshore remains closed from BC to Strawn, and that's going to be on the go all weekend for the Indy. Get there faster and enjoy a stress-free commute with Highway 407 ETR. Order your transponder today at 407etr.com. Now with your forecast, Rob Haswell.
All right, thank you. Looks like a nice sunshiny start to the weekend. We'll keep that sunshine around for most of the day today. Clouds return late afternoon and evening with a chance of showers and a risk of thunderstorms this evening and overnight tonight. But again, a good portion of the day will be just perfect for any outdoor activities you might have. That being said, very high UV, so protect your skin. A sunshiny guaranteed high of 28 degrees.
680 News Time, 7:33.
Breaking news this morning from Etobicoke. One man is dead after a crash on the eastbound 401. This happened around 5 o'clock this morning. OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt explains what investigators have learned so far.
An SUV and a tractor trailer involved in a collision. The driver of that SUV exited their vehicle. The person was then subsequently struck by another passing vehicle.
2 other people were taken to hospital, including a woman who has minor injuries. Stay with 680 News Radio for the latest on this developing story.
And breaking news from Los Angeles, more than 20 people injured, including at least 4 with critical injuries, after a vehicle drove through a crowd early this morning. This happened in the East Hollywood area of L.A. around 2 a.m. local time. Another 8 to 10 people with serious injuries. Stay with 680 News Radio for the latest on this developing story.
And it's the second major tragedy to strike Los Angeles in as many days. On Friday morning, 3 sheriff's deputies were killed in an explosion at a training facility. The deputies all had well over a decade of experience and were described as highly trained experts. No one else was injured. An investigation is ongoing.
680 News Time is 7:35. A police officer injured in a hit-and-run crash last night, which happened around 10:30. Toronto police say their license plate readers flagged a possible stolen car, which hit a police car then drove off. The officer expected to survive. The search is on now for a white car with front-end damage.
It's the Roar by the Lakeshore, the Honda Indy, happening this weekend. Devlin DiFrancesco from Toronto is the only Canadian driver in the field. He tells our music station Kiss 92.5 he and his team keep it light before it's time to zoom around the track.
Before we jump in the car, my strategist Ben, who's the one on the radio to me, will usually look at me and go, "Call me." So I guess that's usually the last thing that he said to me before I jumped in the car a couple of times, and it seemed to I've stuck at the last few rounds.
There are some road closures around Exhibition Place. 680's Jamie Pulver has been keeping an eye on that.
The Lakeshore is closed to traffic from BC Road to Strawn all weekend until 1 a.m. on Monday. So to make life easier, you're encouraged to take the GO train to Exhibition Station. The TTC will also have extra service on the 29 Dufferin, 509 Harbourfront, and 511 Bathurst routes.
Go time for the big race just before 12:30 tomorrow afternoon.
When you're heading out to the Honda Indy, you might have more headaches than just the road closures. No subway service this weekend on a very big stretch of Line 1, Yonge University line between St. Andrew Station downtown all the way up to Lawrence West. Shuttle buses will be running. Regular service resumes on Monday.
680 News Radio Traffic Alert.
From the 680 News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Stefan Olab. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain closed from Dixie to Dixon for an ongoing crash investigation. The 680 News Traffic Watch continues.
680 News Time, 7:37. The search for answers keeps going after a teenager enjoying a summer day at Lake Scugog was struck and killed by a crashing airplane yesterday afternoon. Nick Westall with City News is here.
The small yellow plane slammed into a boat at the dock. Durham Regional Police officers say the 16-year-old boy was hit by the plane as he was standing on the dock at the time. Now, investigators also said there were 2 adults in the plane when it crashed, and miraculously, both were only treated for minor injuries. Just to give you a sense of where we are, this crash happened on Williams Point Road, about 45 minutes away from Oshawa. There are quite a few cottages here that are only steps away from where this plane came to rest. Officers have taped off a large area, and some here are definitely on edge given what's happened. The plane will be brought in closer to shore on Saturday, where we'll undergo a more thorough investigation. Durham Police forensics officers are also here to gather evidence. In Scugog, Nick Westall, City News.
Food inspectors sounding the alarm over salami as dozens of people across the country, including 17 in Ontario, have become sick after eating it, and that could have contaminated with salmonella. There aren't any reported deaths, but 9 people have been hospitalized. A recall of the salami has been expanded and now affects 67 types of deli meats sold under various brands, which include Longo's, Superior Meats, and P&E Foods.
Well, it's July and the games will be long forgotten in the fall, but the Toronto Raptors are hoping their Summer League success lays the foundation for an improved season. 680's Simon Bennett has more.
While we try not to get too excited about Summer League, with teams' prospects and bench players getting reps in Vegas, the Raptors have taken this seriously, 4-0 so far, and in the semifinals today, contributors and coup players we saw last season, Jacoby Walter, Jamal Shedd, and Jamison Battle to name 3. 9th overall pick, Colin Murray Boyles has been good. What does this all mean? On Sportsnet 590 The Fan this week, Aaron Rose from Sports Illustrated.
I think what we're seeing is an identity. Like, this team is going to be so annoying to play against when their bench comes in. They are going to get up in your face, defend the full court. They're going to pester you.
Toronto faces Sacramento in the semis today at 4. The winner plays in the final tomorrow night. I'm Simon Bennett.
Coming up next, gas prices.
680 News Time, 7:39.
Toronto's trusted news. 680 News Radio.
The summer Save the Tax event has been held over at Dodd's Garage Doors. For a limited time, we pay the tax on Dodd's exclusive Canadian Series garage doors. Made right here in the GTA, designed to thrive in our climate, and backed by an industry-leading warranty. It's not just a garage door, it's a Dodd's door. The sale's been held over, but only till July 31st, so don't miss the summer Save the Tax event at Dodd's Garage Doors.
DODDS. No one does it better than Dodds does. No one.
Now, the News Radio Toronto gas price update. Info says the price went up a cent at midnight, $1.35.9 a litre this morning at most GTA stations.
I'm Steve Forberg, CEO of Decorium. We've moved, and in our new Toronto showroom, it's all about you. Your style, your comfort, your space to truly feel at home. We're here to help you create rooms that reflect who you are, spaces you'll love coming back to and proud to share. With free interior design help and quality furniture that lasts, we'll make it easy to bring your vision to life. Visit the new Decorium, where your home tells your story. Learn more at Decorium.com.
0% financing is back at Scarborough Nissan during the Nissan Now sales event. Hi, I'm Gary Kingston, and yes, you heard that right, 0% financing. And it's available on 3 of our award-winning models. The #1 ranked Rogue, the all-new Kicks, and our top-pick sedan, the Nissan Sentra. These offers end July 31st, so hurry into Scarborough Nissan at Warden and Eglinton today or visit scarboroughnissan.com. Conditions apply.
680 News Time, 7:41. Rogers Xfinity Internet traffic and weather together on the ones with Stefan Olaf.
Thanks, John. This report is brought to you by Leon's. We continue to track this ongoing closure of the eastbound 401. Initially, you will be denied access to the express lanes east of Dixie. That transfer is closed, and then further along, you will be forced off onto Eglinton as all lanes remain shut down between Eglinton and Dixon. A bit of good news, though. They were able to clear some of this backlog that had been stuck right at the closure, right at the junction of the 427 northbound ramp. The backlog here has been cleared away as they were able to turn around traffic using the Carlingview ramp, but still quite a backup, though, as you can guess, on your approach to Renforth. So again, if you can avoid this stretch, it's in a pretty tough spot, though, as it's all lanes, no collectors or express here. Northbound 427 also feeling the effects, pretty slow from the 401 heading up to the 409, and again, no access to the eastbound 401 from the northbound 427 either, seeing a bit of volume coming up from Rathburn. If you're on the westbound 401, traffic spotters letting me know that construction has wrapped up in the express lanes west of Yonge over to the Allen, but still seeing delays, express and collectors coming over from Bayview, but hopefully this helps things out. On the eastbound Gardner, starting to bunch up now on your approach to Dufferin Dufferin as you make your way into that construction zone. And again, keep in mind the Lakeshore is shut down in both directions from Strawn to BC for the Indy, and no access to the Lakeshore from the southbound DVP or to the northbound DVP from the Lakeshore. Those ramps closed for long-term work as well. It's Leon's Summer Comfort Sale. Save up to 50% on select furniture. Plus, save up to $1,000 on select appliance packages. Visit leons.ca today. Now with your forecast, Rob Haswell.
All right, thanks, Devin. We're looking at a very nice Saturday. It's Saturday night. That's not quite as perfect, but enjoy the sunshine while it is here. We'll get cloudier late afternoon with a chance of showers for this evening and a risk of thunderstorms late evening and overnight tonight. That warm sunshine will take us up to 28. We'll fall to 18 tonight. We'll get back to sunshine by Sunday afternoon with a high near 26 to wrap up the weekend. For today, a beautiful sunny Saturday. We've got a guaranteed high of 28.
Thank you, Rob. 680 news time is 7:43. Coming up in 60 seconds, the top stories of the morning and a check of sports.
Eastside Mario's knows you've heard of shrinkflation. But with every day all-you-can-eat soup, salad, and garlic home loaf, welcome to Eatflation.
Eastside Mario's, hey, bada boom, bada bing. Running a business in Canada? Name even one thing you love about your bank. I'll wait. Thought so. Meet Float. Built in and for Canada, Float gives you fast access to corporate cards, bill payments, foreign exchange, and expense tools made for this century. Oh, and did we mention up to 4% interest on your balance? Turns out there is something to love. It's just not your bank. Get started in as little as 24 hours at floatfinancial.com.
With the Chevrolet Employee Pricing Event on full-size trucks, it's almost like you're an employee. You don't have to join the company's softball team, though, unless you want to. The Chevrolet Employee Pricing Event, on now until July 31st. Visit your Chevrolet dealership for details.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. 680 News Radio.
Up to 16 degrees at Pearson, sunshine downtown Toronto. Good morning, I'm John Leatherby. Here's a check of the morning's top headlines. All lanes eastbound 401 at Dixie closed after a man was struck and killed by a vehicle early this morning. The OPP say to expect the closure to last for several hours. 4 people critically hurt after a vehicle drove through close to 24 pedestrians early this morning in East Hollywood. Another 8 to 10 people have been taken to hospital with serious injuries. Time for sports. Here's Ben Howes.
Thanks, John. Well, the first-place Blue Jays were back in action after a few days off for the All-Star break, and they didn't miss a beat, dropping the San Francisco Giants 4-0 at Rogers Center. Joey Luperfido, Will Wagner, and Nathan Lucas lined up hits in the second inning to grab the 4-0 lead.
Hit hard and down the right field line. And not only will it get Kirk in, it'll get Luperfido in as well. It's a 2-run double for Will Wagner.
And the Blue Jays would hang on from there. Chris Bassett pitched 6 1/3, giving up 10 hits for his 10th win of the year. The Blue Jays were able to pad their lead in the AL East as both the Yankees and Red Sox lost yesterday. They lead the Yankees by 3 games and the Red Sox by 4. The Jays play again today. Eric Lauer will take the ball. That game gets going at 3. The Toronto Raptors are just 2 wins away from winning the Summer League championship. They've gone 4-0 so far and will look to punch their ticket to the finals today when they take on the Sacramento Kings. That game gets going at 4. The Honda Indy is in town this weekend. Qualifying races get going at 2:30 today. At the Open Championship, Scotty Scheffler is leading the way at 10 under. Corey Connors is the top-ranked Canadian. He is sitting even. On the pitch, Toronto FC is in Nashville. That game gets going at 8:30. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
680 News Radio Traffic Alert.
From the 680 News Radio Traffic Center, I'm Stefan Olop. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain closed from Dixie to Dixon for an ongoing crash investigation. The 680 News Traffic Watch continues.
5 detours that led to hidden gems.
10 pit stops that became annual traditions.
20 games of I Spy that lasted from departure to destination.
Measure your RAV4's comfort and memories, not just mileage. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2025 RAV4 Hybrid LE all-wheel drive from $112 weekly for 36 months at 6.49% with $3,700 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
At Rona, we've been part of the Canadian trades community for over 85 years. The ones who build this country and keep it running. Now, we're saying thank you by giving back. That's why we're donating 85% of our media space to the people who built this country. The skilled trades. Like Neutron Electrical, a local electrical contracting business who takes pride in doing the job right every time. Learn more at ronacanadiantrades.ca. Build it right. Build it Rona.
680 News Time, 748. Choosing a watermelon can be intimidating, but there are plenty of tips to help you choose the perfect fruit. Eva Francescanos has more with food and nutrition expert Rose Reisman.
If you see someone knocking on a watermelon, they're looking for a deep, hollow, and resonant sound to ensure it's ripe. A dull or flat sound indicates the melon may be overripe or not fully ripe. Rose Reisman says also look at the color.
If there's irregular bumps or a lot of dents, it means inconsistent ripening. Sometimes it's really shiny, a watermelon. The shiny skin means it's unripe. The dull skin means it's ripe.
She says you want to see a yellow spot.
And look for a creamy yellow spot on the bottom. That's where it was attached to the ground. Indicates ripeness. If it's white or there's no spot or it's still green, it's underripe. And remember, it won't ripen.
Reisman says make sure to hold the watermelon.
Always choose the heavier one. That means it's got more water, more juice, better pulp in there.
I'm Eva Francescanos.
A teen now wanted for second-degree murder after a woman was stabbed to death in North York Thursday morning. City News' Jazin Graywall has details from police.
Investigators say Shanaz Pistonji was putting groceries in her car when she was fatally stabbed in the area of Parkway Forest Drive and Shepherd Avenue near Don Mills Road Thursday morning.
We now believe that this was a robbery that escalated into a deadly attack.
Police received judicial authorization to release images of the suspect who fled on foot, as he is a young person protected under the Youth Criminal Act. Investigators are looking for 14-year-old Kamani Wint of Toronto, describing him as approximately 5'7", 135 pounds with a skinny build, last seen wearing black pants, a black hooded sweatshirt with New York 555 written on the front in white lettering, and wearing a balaclava-style face covering with his hood up, and carrying a black satchel. Police add he's known to use public transit.
Police say he was last seen around the noon hour Thursday at Kennedy Station. 680 News Time, 750.
Live at Casino Rema Resort, country superstar Kay Brown on the High Road Tour, August 23rd.
What if I was made?
Foreigner takes the stage September 18th. Comedian Russell Peters returns in his new Relaxed World Tour September 12th and 13th. Pop trio Hanson perform October 3rd. And don't miss Amanda Marshall on October 11th. Buy tickets now at Ticketmaster and details at CasinoRama.com.
Natasha Ramsahai here, Chief Meteorologist at City News. Your kitchen tells a story. Does yours say chaos or calm? 310 Reno Design and Renovation transforms kitchens, baths, and basements into stunning functional spaces. Want to remove a wall? No problem. Prefer modern design or timeless tradition? No problem. Take advantage of their summer kitchen event and receive a free kitchen design. Some terms apply. Don't take a risk with your home. Visit 310reno.ca or dial 310 Reno. No area code required.
680 News Time, 751. Rogers Xfinity Internet, traffic and weather together on the ones. With Stefan Olaf.
Thanks, John. This report is brought to you by Richmond Hill Toyota. All lanes on the eastbound 401 remain closed from Dixie to Dixon for an ongoing crash investigation. And as you can imagine, it is causing plenty of headaches in the area. You'll find heavy delays starting on your approach to Renforth as police crews continue to work to clear this backlog. They've done a good job of clearing the initial traffic that was stuck at the 4 427, and northbound 427 traffic has been cleared as well. But again, heavy delays on surrounding routes, including eastbound Eglinton. It is crawling over to Martin Grove. Northbound 427 slow heading up to the 409. You'll find delays on the eastbound 409 from Kipling over to the 401 as well. On the westbound 401, we had some construction that was blocking all express lanes, but if you haven't heard, they have been reopened, but still busy from about Bayview. Express and collectors are mostly in the collectors now, heading over to Yonge. On the westbound 407, west of Airport, we have some bridge washing that has closed the left lane, not causing a slowdown. If you're traveling on the eastbound Gardner, it's getting busier, seeing volume now from east of Parkside over to the construction at Dufferin. A reminder, if you haven't heard, the Lakeshore is closed all weekend for the Indy in between Strawn and BC. And we also have a closure of the ramps from Lakeshore to the northbound DVP and from the southbound DVP to Lakeshore. That's for long-term work. And in town, north and southbound Simcoe remains closed in between Front and Wellington for a police investigation. Lockdown, a no-charge hard tonneau cover with the purchase of a new Tacoma at Richmond Hill Toyota, a value of almost $2,000. Get in and go at Richmond Hill Toyota. Now with the forecast, Rob Haswell.
All right, thank you very much. We are going to have a beautiful sunshiny Saturday, but Saturday night gets a little cloudy and eventually a little wet and stormy, so enjoy things while they last. We'll likely see a high today near 28 degrees with all that sunshine. Now, the clouds roll in late afternoon. The showers arrive this evening with a risk of thunderstorms late evening and overnight tonight. Overnight and a low near 18. We get back to some sunshine by Sunday afternoon, high near 26 to wrap up the weekend. Then sunshine for Monday as we get back to work, high of 26, partly sunny Tuesday and 28, and all the way up to 30 by Wednesday. As of the top of the hour, we were sunny and 16 at Pearson. We're headed for a sunny high, a guaranteed high, near 28.
680 News Time, 7:54, and coming up at the top of the hour, we continue to investigate our breaking story. OPP continuing their investigation after a man was struck and killed on the 401 near Eglinton earlier this morning. All eastbound lanes are closed at Dixie.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will